Hi and welcome to Whisky Shared. You're watching my review of Bushmills Black Bush 8020. I'm Toby and you're watching Whisky Shared. Welcome to my review of Bushmills Black Bush 8020. This is a blended Irish whiskey from Bushmills in Ireland, and it's a travel retail exclusive. I picked it up a few years ago at an airport and I've only just got around to reviewing it. This particular whiskey is made up of 80% PX matured Irish single malt from Bushmills and 20% Irish grain whiskey. It retails for around £30 in UK airports, it's 40% ABV and it's a 1 litre bottle. Should we find out what it tastes like? On to the whiskey. So before I start nosing and tasting, let's have a quick look at the colour. I'd say that's like a mahogany. It really is fairly dark. I'm not sure if this has added colour, but I'd assume it doesn't. If you know otherwise, let me know in the comments. Let's start with the nose. Right, so the first thing I get with this is like pear drops. Yeah, sort of synthetic pear drop note. I'm getting some marzipan. Love that smell. I'm getting some apricot. There's some buttery biscuit. I'm getting like cinnamon, raisins, figs. I'm getting like a hint of black pepper now. And there's also a hint of solvent in there as well. Let's move on to the palate. Yeah, so for me, to start with, the sherry influence definitely comes to the fore. I'm getting like Christmas cake, I'm getting raisins, sultanas, there's a little bit of orange zest as well. That definitely reminds me of Christmas. It's fruity, it's sort of sherried, but it's not punchy, it's not like a sherry bomb, but there is lots of sherry flavours going on which remind me of Christmas. Let's have another sip. Yeah, so that sherry influence is a little drying. I'm assuming it's the tannins from the sherry itself and not the barrels, but it could be sort of oak tannins that I'm picking up. There's some more fruit now, like orchard fruits. I'm getting apples, I'm getting pears. Really is quite nice. And there's also like a shortbread biscuit note, similar to the note I picked up on the nose. Let's have one final sip. Yeah, so I'm starting to get some baking spices, a little bit of pepper. Actually, those baking spices are probably sort of cinnamon, nutmeg, that sort of thing, but that pepper isn't too strong. It's just a little bit of spice, which works well with those sort of baking spices. In terms of finish, I'd say it's like medium long, and there's definitely like a charred oak note that sits on the palate. It is quite drying and tannic, and there's sort of sherry soaked raisins that linger for some time. In terms of value, well, I picked this up from an airport for under £30. It's still under £30 at airports, and I think that's reasonable value for a 1 litre PX aged 80% single malt. I think it's not bad. It's very similar to the standard Black Bush. I'll put a link in the description if you want to check that out. Because I've reviewed that before, and I think From memory, I think the standard Black Bush is a little sweeter. This is a little drier, but I don't think it's a bad thing. Obviously, there are retailers that do sell this. You don't have to fly on a plane to find this, but you will pay a premium. It's around the £45 mark in the UK if you're buying it not from an airport. But would I pay £45 for this? Probably not, but I'd definitely pay £30 or less for this all day long. It's a very nice whiskey. But if I had the choice, I'd probably go for the standard Black Bush. It's a little bit sweeter for my palate and I prefer it. And I'd say it's around the same sort of price as this particular version when you get it from an airport. If you've tried this, then let me know your thoughts in the comments as always. And if there's another travel retail exclusive that you think I might like, or maybe another Bushmills that I can get hold of, then also let me know in the comments and I'll see what I can do. Hopefully you found this interesting and hopefully you come back again soon. Stauncher. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, why not give it a like or a comment? And please consider subscribing for more videos like this.